filling in tonight for Sean. A North Carolina minister has kicked off a campaign to ban white people from the hip-hop industry. His national emancipation crusade aims to free the black community from what he calls hip-hop slavery. Joining us now is the minister of the Messianic African Nation, Reverend Paul Scott. Reverend Scott, good evening.
Thank you for having me.
I've read your comments that say that since most white teenagers are the ones who purchase hip-hop, and most of the entertainment executives in this genre are white, it's us white people who are responsible for the current messed up condition of hip-hop. Why aren't black artists the ones who are writing these despicable lyrics and the ones making their millions? Why aren't they the ones responsible for the condition of hip-hop?
It's easy to blame the 50 Cents and the Jay-Z's for the condition of hip-hop, but in reality, it is the white devils who are the record owners, the mega corporation owners, are the ones responsible for bringing hip-hop hell on earth. Well, so that's who we need to point the finger at.
So why didn't the black artists reject those white devils?
Malcolm X once said, when you have a cup of coffee that's too black and too strong, and you mix it with cream or milk, it makes it weak. What used to wake you up puts you to sleep. These white corporate devils have put our black artists to sleep, and it's time to wake them up.
I just wonder if you would be outraged if somebody put together a crusade to, I don't know, rid country music of black artists like Charlie Pride. I mean, wouldn't you be wouldn't you be indignant if somebody suggested segregating rock and roll or country or jazz?
No, I wouldn't, because what you have happening in hip-hop is these white corporations that have turned the music that was supposed to uplift the black community into money-making and booty-shaking.
Oh, come
This
on.
is directly at the hands of white corporations who killed the positive rap and put this negative rap in its place.
These are moguls, Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or whatever. I mean, these guys, Sean Puffy Combs, these are huge conglomerates, and they're very grateful for the white customer, aren't they?
They may be grateful, but unfortunately, many of our black rappers and executives are being used as political pawns or pawns in the game.
And Mr. Scott, it's Alan Combs.
In actuality,
yes. Isn't banning white people from an entire genre of music racism?
You can't accuse black people of being racist.
You can't be racist if you're black?
No, because we don't have the economic ability to deprive anyone of anything. Racism means you have an ability to deprive the next person to life.
Well, yeah, you've got moguls, as Mike mentioned, like Russell Simmons and Puff Daddy, who are moguls. They could certainly work to deprive whites or not hire whites, so that's not true.
If you put Russell Simmons and Puff Daddy and Suge Knight together, they still wouldn't have the money of Interscope or Jimmy Iovine, who are really controlling hip-hop.
Isn't it a cop-out to say that because you're black, you can't be a racist? You can hate whites just as much as there are some, unfortunately, whites who hate blacks, and it's a cop-out to say, but I'm black, I'm not part of the power structure, therefore I can't be a racist. That's a cop-out.
Racism is an economic reality, not just the way you feel. I don't have the power to affect your life in any way, so I can't be racist.
Yeah, there are crimes committed against people of all races because there's a lot of hate against people of all races. There are hate crimes. That hate crime is not always about economics. If you commit a hate crime against somebody because of their skin color, it doesn't matter what economic group if you're committing a crime against somebody. Hate is hate regardless of what race it comes from.
For every hate crime that a black person has committed against a white person, I can give you 100 that white people have committed against black people.
How do you propose to ban an entire race of people from an entire genre of music?
I'm appealing to the Oprah Winfrey's, the Bill Cosby's, the Spike Lee's, anyone who has a problem with the condition of hip-hop, come together, pool your resources, get these positive rappers, the Dead Presidents, the Paris's, the Public Enemies, Professor Griff, all those who have uplifting messages, get them together and form a mega corporation to give our people
When you refer
hope.
to the white devils in corporations, do you think all whites are devils?
I think that those who are bringing hell on earth by definition are
How do you
devils.
define that? Who's bringing hell on earth?
The corporations who are teaching little 5-year-old girls to be strippers and prostitutes.
What corporations are teaching? Who in their right mind, what responsible citizen is doing such a thing?
the owners of MTV, BET,
They're
which isn't
teaching
black-owned,
girls to be strippers.
Interscope. I can go on and on. I can give you a list of names all day long who is responsible for the death and destruction of our community.
All right, well, Reverend Paul Scott from the Messianic African Nation, thank you very much for joining us tonight on Hannity and
Thank
Combs.
you.
Nicely done, Alan. Good for you. I'm proud of you.